What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I finally have a video for you guys. It's been a while since I last uploaded, just been really busy with work and life, and was just honestly kind of burnt out after all the draft stuff we did. But now I'm back, hopefully uploading maybe once, twice a week while basketball's dead here in the late summer, early fall period. And then once basketball gets back up and playing, hopefully getting back to 2-3 times a week of uploads. But for now, probably once, twice a week we'll do that and go from there. Now today, I wanted to talk about Bryce and Bronny James. And I wanted to talk about those two because they've been trending on Twitter the last few days. And it seems like every time I see them trending on Twitter, the conversation of which of the two is better. And for some reason, it seems like the consensus on social media is actually that Bryce is the one to be worried about, that he's the one that is going to be better of the two. And so I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on that comparison. More importantly, I want to hear what you guys have to say, so make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So, Bronny versus Bryce James. Who is the better player? Who is the better prospect of the two? And who will ultimately be better? That's kind of the debate that I've seen a lot on social media. And like I said, when the two are brought up, it seems like a lot of the love tends to go towards Bryce being the better player of the two. And that's something that I don't know if I necessarily agree with or necessarily see exactly. And let me explain. I can see, I guess in a sense, why people would favor Bryce over Bronny. Bryce is built a lot more like LeBron. He's already bigger than Bronny. It's reported that Bryce is 6'6". He's got longer arms than Bronny. He's got a bigger build, like I said. And Bronny is built a little more wiry strong. He's 6'3". He's probably going to stay 6'3". He's got a little bit of room to fill out muscle-wise. But I think for the most part, Bronny is kind of filled out and kind of is who he is in terms of a physical prospect. Bryce, on the other hand, is built a lot more like LeBron. He's 6'6", probably still growing. Who knows how tall he gets to. He's got the long arms, and he's a little bit bigger built in terms of kind of his bone structure. He's a little bit broader shouldered. He's just got a lot more in common with LeBron physically than Bronny does. And so I can see why people in that sense favor Bryce. But when it comes to actually playing the game of basketball and being a basketball player, I'm not sure right now if I see it. And the first comparison that I have between the two is their freshman seasons at Sierra Canyon. As a freshman for Sierra Canyon, Bronny played on a very good team. The team had a couple guys go one and done in college, go to the NBA, and play there. They also had Amari Bailey, other good players, very good team. And Bronny played significant minutes for that team. He played over guys like Zaire Wade, who, right or wrong, is in the G League, had multiple D1 offers. Bronny played over him as a freshman. Like I said, played significant minutes for that Sierra Canyon team. As a freshman, Bryce James didn't make the varsity or play JV. Now, I'm not exactly sure how varsity JV works at California. Where I'm from, if you're kind of a bench varsity guy and you're younger, you might play JV and varsity. You'll play a couple quarters of JV, and then you'll go play your quarters on varsity. Maybe at Sierra Canyon or in California, they don't do that. You're either varsity or JV, and maybe Bryce was good enough to be a 9th, 10th guy, but at that point, would you rather just get him reps and get him playing and get better versus seeing a couple of spot minutes on varsity? And so maybe that's the case with it. I'm not exactly sure. I just know that Bronny played significant varsity minutes as a freshman. Bryce was on the JV. And so that's kind of the start, I guess, of where basketball-wise, I'm not sure if Bryce is necessarily at the level that Bronny was at. Now, number two, with that, I think when we all watch Bronny, I think most people can see the talent that Bronny has. He's 6'3", he's athletic. He knows how to play the game. He can shoot the ball at times really well. He's someone who isn't going to make a ton of mistakes. I think the big flaw with Bronny, and I think it got corrected a little bit this summer with AAU, is that he wasn't aggressive enough. He just didn't have the right mindset, I guess, to kind of take over a game or be someone who is a go-to guy. He's always been pass first, kind of, I guess, if you compare it to an NFL quarterback, a game manager type, where he's not going to make big mistakes, but he's also not going to maybe make the huge splash play. And so that's been kind of the big flaw with Bronny. Now this summer with Strive for Greatness, his AAU team wasn't great. It really forced him to be aggressive. He had expectations for him in terms of what he had to do in scoring the ball. And so hopefully that can carry over to this year. You compare that to Bryce, and Bryce is more someone who plays out on the wing. You can tell that Bryce knows how to play the game. He's got a good feel for it. But it's just, if you ever watch his highlights and you compare him to, now this is comparing to other top-ranked prospects, it doesn't necessarily stand out. It's nothing that stands out as someone being a top-ranked guy, someone who would be a top player in a class. You can tell, like I said, when you watch the clips of Bryce, he can play, and there's a lot of room for him to get better. He's got a lot of room to get better. It's just right now, there's just not a lot there in terms of actual highlights or producing. And so it leaves a little bit to be desired there. And I don't want this video to come off as like me hating on Bryce James or Bronny James or anything like that. I've been pretty consistent with my thoughts on Bronny. I think that he has the potential to be a top 25 type guy in the class. He's got the athleticism, he's got the skill set, he's got kind of everything you need out of a top ranked guy. He's got to put it all together and be more aggressive. And I think there's a chance that could happen, and he can ultimately be that top 25 guy. Bryce, like I said, I can see it. I think he's still growing. I think his athleticism is still coming along. I think he'll get there. Can he be a top 25 guy in the class? I guess I'm not sure. That's going to be a big leap in the next 3 years, I think, for him to get to that level. LeBron's his dad. He's got the best access to everything you could possibly want. He knows how to play the game. He's still maturing physically. And so I think there's a chance he could. But just kind of knowing what Bronny is and kind of how good I think he could be, I'm going to say it's going to be tough for Bryce to pass him up. Is it possible? Definitely. But like I said, as of right now, I think I'll have to go with Bronny being the better of the two. But those are just my thoughts. Make sure you leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the two. I think it's an interesting debate. I think Bryce could have the higher potential. But right now, I just think it's a while away, where Bronny is much more, obviously being older, a finished product. So those are kind of just my thoughts. Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the two. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later.